I was trying to find out the Father's name for a while. I was into the sacred name and trying to say, oh, okay, if I could find out his name, then I could know him better.
Without love, we can make nothing. We need love to make the things.
Love more like an experience or way of opening yourself, because the word love in itself is corrupt totally, both in Spanish and English.
When Messiah came, he had no place in the inn. He couldn't get in the inn. Yeah, but for me, growing up, yeah, I always felt connected to the Messiah. I always felt I heard the name Jesus growing up, and I felt a connection to that name. My grandparents, my grandmother specifically, would take me to church, Catholic church, and I learned a little there. I was very, very young. I learned a little there, and then throughout the years, just was very worldly. Didn't pay no attention or no mind to the church or anything, but always felt uh, through everything. As I look back, I always felt supernaturally taken care of, protected, loved, cared for. And so in my teens, I was in a little bit of trouble. I was a troublemaker and got myself into trouble. And there I found, I guess I had some time, so I found the Bible and started reading the Bible. And I read it through like a book, maybe once or twice, read it through, and had a very little understanding of what I was reading, and going to Bible studies and church like that, and inside there, and then kind of made a half-hearted commitment, do better and be better, and so but then when I got out, it was just back to the worldly life again, back to the worldly life, and that happened a few times. Then I got married. I had kids. Wanted my kids to have a better start than I did, so we started taking them. We took them to a daycare in church. We started attending the church, the Methodist church, and then one Christmas for gifts, me and my wife bought each other Bibles, not knowing that the other one was going to get the Bible. So was in the Methodist church for a while doing that, and felt good, felt connected, and then something in the church was just, there was love there, and we were loved on by the people there, but it was just something that wasn't right. I always had like questions, and like there was always seemed like contradictions, to the way, to what people were saying and what people were doing and how people were acting. So I stepped I stepped out of the church, but before that I started doing my own, like, studying online. I was trying to find out the Father's name for a while. I was into the sacred name and trying to say, oh, okay, if I could find out his name, then I could know him better. I know his name, now I know him better. And then actually at this point, I was reading some of Fernando's blog and another gentleman's blog too, and I found it very interesting. And there was something in there that just kept on pulling me back to that direction. Yeah, and then I instead of being everything exoteric, I became more esoteric, more of the well, on the inside. If your inside's a mess, your outside is going to be a mess. So it just started, the exoteric Christianity in the church, compared to the esoteric Christianity, so to say, in the inner work and the self, and knowing knowing Messiah in a more deep and personal way, you know what I mean? And then it just brought me to Fernando and his blog and his input from there. And then from there on, I just been not doing the very best job of it 100%, but trying to do my inner work and just be, you know, just really just be, you know, and know that he is, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what brought me here, and just being a seeker of the light and a seeker of the truth, you know, like the real truth, you know, and just yearning for that, you know, really wanting to be a part of that, and knowing that you are a part of that, you know, the knowing. Yeah. So that's pretty much where I sit and where I came from, you know, the gist of it. There's a lot more little details in there, but that's that's the outline of it.
Yeah. Oh, your experience life is a beautiful experience life. You mentioned several important things. The love. You mentioned several things. Love, 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 love. It's so important because this world doesn't have love or not truly love, right?
Right.
And but I appreciate it that I see some people that has love because uh, without love we can make nothing. We need love to make the things. For example, you mentioned that the blog of Fernando is a great blog that get the truth about of the old, right?
Yes.
I think the same because this blog has 10 years, Fernando, or more years.
Yeah.
Yeah, since 2008, that was the first time I started to
Yeah,
write it.
yeah. Imagine it's several years and taking the time to write the 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 subjects is need to have love to share this message.
Absolutely.
And I think that the center of all is the love, and is my thought regarding to that. And well, it's good to know that.
Yeah. Well, like yeah, it just comes to my mind. Without love, we're just a clanging gong, right? Or just making some noise over here. But yeah, that really helped me to understand the unconditional love, the Father, you know, being that unconditional love. So, you know, the absolute, the Father, however you want to say it, being that unconditional love, you could put everything in that light now that you know that. You could put everything in that light of unconditional love and know, hey, if this is from the Father or not. That light of unconditional love shows you if what you're reading, what you're seeing, what you're feeling even is from him, which he is, you know, which is like uh paradoxical maybe to say that he is the all in all. He's in all and through all and above all. But you could look at that, you know, you have that beautiful picture of love that you could compare everything to. And then you could say, well, this maybe I don't want to go down this path because the light of love is not there, you know, or this whatever it may be, you know, and I mean whatever example you want to use. But that helped me
Yes.
a lot, putting love in the center, as you said, putting love at the center of everything.
Love more like an experience, or not even like a feeling, but a sort of way of opening yourself, because the word love in itself is corrupt, totally, both in Spanish and English. When people speak about love, it's about wishing to be with someone or smiling at someone or trying to be good with someone, but then it turns out to be the opposite. Whereas the true love, if we can use that expression, is more about a transformation of the negative into positive, or going through the process of healing, of working inwardly, like someone that has to polish the heart, the mirror of the heart, as it is said. That takes a type of honesty and steadiness, which is accessible to very few people. Even what is known as the esoteric, it's already advanced for many people, because the world in general is more external. So it's not even in a line of getting in. There can be traditions which are exoteric, philosophical traditions or traditions of certain religious beliefs that can be a door, like a dummy's course, or an introduction. But in order to access really the most internal transformation, there must be love for the truth or hunger for the truth. I think that's another meaning of love, is you are led into a greater insight, pulling the thread little by little. And it's not possible to do it alone. That's why I said it's a miracle that we are gathering from time to time, or every week, like in the Spanish group, because this means something more subtle is being generated. With this level of teaching, which is accessible to so few people that you cannot even put it in YouTube or in public places so easily because it's not understood. Some bits and pieces can be shown as a thread, and most people that contact me were looking for something great, something deeper, because they were already worn out with old teachings or old religions and philosophies. But by connecting the dots, seeing everything holistically and having a more complete way of understanding, then they can find their own place in the way, because each one is different. So to each person, the experience of inner transformation, inner work is going to be different, but experiencing common points. So that's why I don't close the door to any line of thought. I try to bring everything to the center. I don't mind if it comes from China, from the Hebrew world, from Native American philosophy. I think everyone is in a way of self-discovery, but in that way, some are more advanced than others. I admit that as well. Not everyone is the same, or not every tradition is the same.
All right. Yes.
Yeah, I think there's keys. You know, there's keys left all around in all the traditions that you know, sometimes if you look at them, and the more and more you look at them, and with love being the center, I think we're more the same than different. If you get to the very, very heart, the true heart of it, you know, there's more um there's more commonalities than there are, you know, because we're, like you said, we're all searching. We all have that hunger for that truth, for that love, and I think that right there is a giant key, you know, that could open multiple ways if you choose to say, you know. But yeah, I think being open, you know, just being open. If you go back to the parable of the when Messiah came and he had no place in the inn. He couldn't get in the inn. So you're like, if you have that open space, you open that space for him to be in, then there's just that hunger for truth. And I think sometimes unconditional love, it's simple. It's really so simple that people have a hard time understanding the simpleness of it, because it's like, I just think of the golden rule of treat others as you wish to be treated, or don't do something to somebody that you don't want done to you. And they say that's in some shape or form in all the major religions, the golden rule. So, and if everybody would aspire to live that rule, that one rule, that unconditional love, just imagine that's heaven on earth, just about,
Yes, the key point is openness, or being willing to accept the point of view of another, even if it's strange to you, but getting to the core, to the essence, which is acceptance or forgiveness even. And even openness to learn from someone who you don't know, but might be teaching something, or might have something to say, even if it comes from another religion or another set of beliefs. Because it's very typical when people get immersed in self-knowledge or in inner traditions to get obsessed with just one tradition and make of that another doctrine or another sect, and say, well, I am the truth now. I have the truth. This is the only way, and that's it. All the rest is just deception, which is what happens in many occasions. They say, well, the world of religion or the world of mysticisms around the world, all that is part of the deception. There is just one way, which is denying everything. But I think when the master said, if UI is simple, or aplos in Greek is without doubts or without black and white or good and bad, if your eye is whole, then your body will be filled with the light, not just one light, but the all-embracing light that can really find the truth everywhere. And actually, for me, it's like an epiphany to find bits of great truth in all traditions. So the center is one, and it's all over. And in every culture, the wise men have had access to different nuances of the light. And that's the beauty of it.
Yes, yes. I think that not all people are prepared to receive the light. Or, I mean, we are talking about the truly light. And you mentioned, so, Fernando, so important in the depending of the beliefs that people has, is the way that receive the light. Sometimes exist people that don't receive the light because has their beliefs, and their beliefs are the truth for these people, and not the others, or the other way to knowledge or awareness is the truth for this person. In this part, I say that not all people is prepared to receive the light, because you mentioned that you are open for everything. You're open for religious people, for Jewish people, Catholic people, Christian people, I don't know, whatever the belief that have the people. But not all people that is Christian or Judas or the other belief accept your message. In fact, if you see your channel or my channel, we don't have a lot of subscribers. Sometimes our message is not understanding for all people, because it's difficult sometimes understand the knowledge or a heavy knowledge regarding to the light. And I know that it's necessary to give the example of life. Sometimes our experiences of life is the part important in this context, because people, when know our experiences, say, oh, maybe this message is the truth. Because one thing is the knowledge in a book or in our mind, but when this knowledge is materialized in the moment in our lives, in our experience, is when the people accept the message, possibly accept this message, or in another hand, doesn't accept the message because the clay that I mentioned 3 minutes ago is not prepared to receive the light.
I was just trying to get a better understanding of the kli. I'm sorry, could you give me a definition on that?
The clay is a Hebrew word, a recipient, or what is the other word, Fernando?
Vessel.
Vasija.
It's a vessel.
Yeah,
It's
vessel.
a place where you put something to keep it.
Mm.
Yeah. You and me and Fernando, we are vessels, yeah, that receive the light or of darkness. Depending if you are preparing to receive the light, you're going to receive the light. But if you are not preparing to receive the light, your vessel maybe
kli.
receive the darkness. Yeah, you're clear, right? you're you're clear going to receive the light. Yeah.
Thank you.
In John 2:6, you'll find the passage on the 6 vessels to put water. That's a symbol, because the 6 vessels are the 6 sephirot in the tree of life, the 6 needle, which became disorganized. Adam is represented by the Vav, the letter Vav, which has a value of 6. So those 6 vessels are the emotional vessels.